intro music is that? It's getting real romantic in this king castle, huh? Oh man. Okay, how we doing, Springfield? How we doing? Come on, let's get some energy in the room. Y'all people ready for some comedy? Oh yeah, it's so nice to be here, guys. I love coming to Springfield. Came in from Boston today. It's always such a diverse crowd out here, you know? It's a diverse group of white people. It's like 50 Shades of Beige. This is fun. I came from Boston. I live in Boston now. I know it's hard to tell because, you know, I don't talk with a speech impediment. I live in Boston, but originally I was born in China, guys. I was born, you know, pristine, pollution-free, and politically non-corrupt China. I have to say that they're listening. With weather balloons, apparently. Y'all catch that? Yeah, they shot it down after like a whole week and then people were celebrating. That's hilarious. That would be like if you came home to your wife fucking another man and before you shot him, you're like, oh, no, please, finish. Didn't mean to intrude. Oh man. Yeah, I was born in China, but then when I was 8, I ended up moving to Australia because, you know, my parents wanted to experience racism. I was nervous about moving to Australia because, you know, I didn't speak any English. But then I got there and I was like, oh, neither do they. They put me in this ESL class, right? That's like English as a second language. That's where to help you learn English faster. Instead of putting you in the normal class, they put you in a class where no one speaks English. It's me and a bunch of foreign kids and they're like, English, figure it out. It's like me, an Indian guy, a dude from Singapore, a guy from Pakistan, and a dude from Philly who actually spoke English, just not with the right accent. He was like, hello, and they were like, it's pronounced good A. Oh man. Yeah, from Australia we ended up moving to New Zealand, and then from New Zealand to here. And when people find out that I, you know, moved around a lot as a kid, they're usually like, oh, was your family in the military? I'm like, no, they were indecisive. Like every time I travel to TSA, they always think I'm in the military. I don't know what it is, you know. I don't know if it's my haircut, my demeanor, or my affinity for Asian prostitutes. 2 tours in Thailand. No PTSD, just a couple STDs, you know. No need to thank me for my service. I was honorably discharged from my dishonorable discharges. It's a cum joke, you get it. Okay, moving on. Yeah, I did not grow up in a military family, but I was drafted into a terrible conflict, my parents' marriage. Growing up, my parents, they like to argue by pointing out all the negative traits that the other one has passed on to me. Right? Like, my dad would be like, your ingrown toenails are the reason why your son can't walk straight. And then my mom would be like, he can't walk straight because you gave him astigmatism and he can't see for shit. Like, each of these insults is designed to hurt the other person, but every insult hurts me. Growing up, my mom, she would always be like, oh, you're just like your father. And I'd be like, you picked him. But all right, Mom, if I'm like Dad, does that mean my sister is like you? And she'd be like, no, your sister is like your dad's mom. I'm like, okay, so you passed 0 genetic information to either of your kids. And then she was like, well, maybe your kids will be like me. So I went and got a vasectomy. She was like, you can't do that. You can't just run away from your problems. I'm like, actually, yes, I can. And I would have done it a lot faster without these ingrown toenails slowing me down. So thank you for that. Oh man, you guys are fun. I've been trying to learn Spanish recently, guys. I've been trying to learn Spanish. You know, thank you. Because hola, that's about where I'm at. Yep. Yeah, I've been trying to learn Spanish because I want people to be confused when I speak. Just like, what kind of minority are you? North Mexican. West of Guadalajara, east of Beijing. I've been learning on Duolingo, right? Anybody use Duolingo in here? Okay, couple, nice. I was on there for like 200 days. I was feeling pretty good. And then I went to Mexico, and I found out that getting better at Duolingo doesn't make you good at Spanish, it just makes you good at Duolingo. Like, at first when they would ask me, ¿Hablas español? I'm like, sí, un poco. And then halfway throughout the trip, I had to change it to un poquito. Muy poquito. And then by the very end of the trip, I'm just like, no. No hablo American. Because I realized that what Mexicans think is that un poco amount of Spanish isn't so good down un poco, right? Like I always say I speak a little bit of Spanish, and they would go off on like a 10-sentence tirade, like Pitbull at a reggaeton concert. I'm like, hey, Mr. Worldwide, I have no idea what you just said. When I say a little bit of Spanish, I mean I know numbers, colors, some fruits, the chorus to Despacito, and I can ask questions and not understand the answers. That's where I'm at. My friend asked me, he was like, oh, how many days are you on Duolingo? I'm like, 200 days. He's like, oh, cool. What palabras have you learned? I'm like, what's a palabras? He was like, words. Wow. They don't cover that in the first 200 days. We've been really focused on apples, what color they are, and how many has Juan eaten. Tres. Juan ate 3 manzanas rojas. Those are the red apples. Wow. I don't know, Duolingo, like, doesn't teach you no conversational Spanish, it also doesn't teach you any slang, right? Like the word that I learned for jacket in Spanish is chaqueta, right? Chaqueta. And then you go to Mexico, you find out that's slang for to jerk off. I'm like, So I've just been going on these coat checks, asking for hand jobs. Lady in last show, so did you get any? I'm like, yes, Juan only charged me 100 pesos. His hands are very soft. Oh, damn, is Juan in the back? This guy went off. Oh, man. People keep sending me videos of this dude on YouTube, viral guy. His name is Xiao Ma. Any of you heard of him? Yeah. He's a white guy. He speaks Chinese, right? So what he does is he goes into restaurants, he orders food in Chinese, and then people lose their minds. They're like, oh my God, you speak Chinese. Amazing. Yo, I do that shit every day. That would be like if I went into McDonald's and was like, Big Mac, please? And that's it. Like this dude just doing regular everyday shit. People are like, oh no, Peter, but isn't his like Chinese like really good though? I'm like, yeah, I mean his Chinese is about as good as the 500 million Asian people that speak English. Like you're not gonna impress me with shit like combo number 5 and can I get some fries with that? You know? You wanna impress me? Get your parents to say, I love you in Chinese. And I'll be impressed. Actually, I have a black friend with a Chinese girlfriend, so he's been trying to pick up the language. and he asked her, how do I say I love you? And she was like, oh, we don't do that. He was like, is that true? I'm like, nah, bro, I think it's just you. No, it's a cultural thing, right? Like the word love doesn't get used a lot in Chinese because, you know, the word I think it's sacred. And by sacred, I mean forbidden. I do feel like the word love gets used too much in English, you know? Like people are like, I love this, I love that. Like the slogan to McDonald's is, I'm loving it. Chinese slogan is 我就喜欢, and that translates closer to is adequate. Because it's a cheeseburger. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba is adequate. There's 2 McDonald's jokes in the same day. This is nice. I see a couple couples out here. Couples. Any single people out here tonight? Any single people? Okay. All right. You guys not together? This is good. I've been, maybe some of you find this interesting. I've been reading up on the psychology of dating. Apparently, we tend to look for people with like similar traits to that of our parents. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That explains why I keep chasing women that don't love me. Actually, I think I tend to look for the opposite. You know, I tend to look for women that are, you know, kind, supportive, haven't fucked my dad. Very basic requirements, you know what I mean? The dating is interesting, right? Like, I remember I was on this date and it wasn't going very well. And I could tell, because, you know, she used those exact words. Intuitive. And at the very end of the date, right, she was like, oh, hey, I'm sorry for being so negative. It's my strong Gemini energy. See, I didn't know we could use make-believe to justify reality. Right, like, your star sign is not an excuse for your character flaws. I don't use fortune cookies to justify mine. Just like, oh, I'm sorry for being so salty all the time. It's my strong soy sauce energy. She told me she just got a brand new tattoo of serotonin. That's the happy molecule, right? Now, I majored in chemical engineering and I minored in sadness. So I took a look. I'm like, oh, that's not serotonin. That's mustard gas. That's not even happy gas. Like, I got nothing against tattoos. You know, I myself, I got a yin-yang sign. Because, you know, I am 50% Asian and 50% basic. But I feel like getting a molecule tattoo when you don't understand chemistry is kind of getting like a Chinese tattoo when you don't speak Chinese, right? Right? Like, you think it says, like, live, laugh, love. When really, it says mustard gas. But third day's going well, right? We're going back to her place. I'm getting ready to show her some of this big walk energy, right? She asked me, she was like, hey, so tell me, what do you like? What's your favorite position? And before I could answer, she was like, oh, you're a Capricorn. You're probably into like super vanilla stuff. I was like, oh, right, you're into astrology. You're probably super stupid. I didn't say that. That's smart enough to not cock block myself anymore. But yeah, no, she was like, so, tell me, what do you like? What's your favorite position? I'm like, I don't know. Inside? My favorite position is inside. Any configuration where I'm inside will do. I'm a simple man with simple needs. This guy gets it? But then she was like, okay, well, just so as you know, I like hair pulling, choking, and cock slapping. I was like, oh, you really are Gemini. Now, to clarify, is cock slapping me? slapping you with my cock, or you slapping my cock? This is an important question, right? Can we agree that this is an important question? Thank you. This dude like, no, it's not. Like, hey, either way, somebody getting slapped tonight, right? But no, actually, she was like, oh, actually, neither is me slapping you with your cock. I was like, I don't think I'm enough cock to make that work. Not that I'm not well hung, it's just my face is so far away. Also, let's be real, if my cock reached my own mouth, I would not be here right now. Glad to be done with dating. I have a girlfriend now. New girlfriend. She's Tibetan and I'm Chinese. So every time we have sex, the Dalai Lama sheds a tear. It was her birthday recently, and I wanted to surprise her for her birthday, you know. So I stopped pulling out. Surprise! Just like Disneyland. No, I took her to this Airbnb in Maine, and they had this cute little guest book, handwritten with people's reviews. And you know, on the one hand, it was cool reading up on recommendations of things to do, but on the other, it was weird reading the names of everyone that had sex in that bed. Right? Because like, at least with a hotel, it's anonymous. But here, I have a ledger of all 55 people with incredibly descriptive personal details. I tried to leave a useful review there. I was like, hey, the AC here runs cold, the shower is a little hot, and you know, the bed is a little creaky, so we felt doggy style was best. Yeah, I've been trying to learn about love languages recently. You guys know about love languages? Yeah, some of you. It's how your partner feels loved, right? Love languages. I learned that my girlfriend and I, we have different love languages. Like hers is words of affirmation and acts of service. And mine is physical touch and blowjobs. And gifts. If those gifts are blowjobs. And words. If those words are quality time. Thank you, appreciate it. This guy knows what's up. Now hers is words of affirmation. So every time I say I love you, she'll be like, tell me why. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, oh baby, it's because you're so loving, you're so supportive, you're so kind. But next time she'll be like, tell me why, but in different words. So I'm like, oh, baby, it's because you're so altruistic, you're so caring, you're so loving. But at a certain point, I run out of words. So I'm just out here reading up on thesauruses, brushing up on my synonyms. It's like, ah, baby, you're so munificent, radiant, eleemosynary. Feels like I'm prepping for the SATs again, you know? I think it's unfair that I have to learn all these new words, but she could just give the same blowjob. No updated techniques, doesn't have to read a book. Who loves who more really, you know? Okay, I lost you on that one, that's fine. What do you guys what are you in the mood for? You want to hear a bit about inspirational quotes or sex toys?
Sex toys.
Oh, goddamn, somebody is very horny. Okay. We got a man who's backed up over here. That was funny. I was doing this gig in Maine, and I passed by this sex store. And I went in for science. And I saw there was this silicone mouth toy, and on the box it said, "Now featuring realistic teeth." I was like, who the hell wants a sex toy with realistic teeth? Right? Like, out of all the parts on a woman to make realistic, teeth would be the last one. Like, my ideal woman has the face of an angel and the mouth of a meth addict. I date a lot of girls from Worcester. I don't know. I feel like they're making these things too realistic in the wrong direction. You know, imagine if they made like a realistic pocket pussy. You know, so realistic that for 5 days of the month, you can't use it. You gotta get an ice cream and a heating pad, you know? Have y'all noticed that like male sex toys are just like female parts, but female sex toys are like super upgraded versions of male parts? Like y'all get these mystical fantasy dragon cocks. These 5-in-1 Swiss Army dildos. That's not fair. Cause guys, we just want you the way you are, but in plastic. Right? But women, you're like, nah, we're gonna need that turbocharged with Bluetooth and a tsunami setting. I feel like it kind of like mirrors dating preferences, you know? Like women, you're looking for a guy with like features and upgrades. And guys just like, oh yeah, this one has teeth. I feel like you guys should get like equally realistic sex toys, you know? Dildos that go limp every now and then. Vibrators that run out of juice just before you finish. It's probably a good time to mention, I'm available for kids' parties. You guys are fun. Alright, all I know the inspirational quote. I've been reading up on some of these lately. I read this Japanese one. It goes, Narakurubi yaoki. When you speak Japanese, you gotta lower your voice 30 decibels. Or 3 Hello Kitties. That saying, it translates to a fall down 7 times, get up 8. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Very famous, right? Very famous. Now the Japanese are really persistent people, and you can tell by their proverbs and their war crimes. It's a comedy show, people. Very persistent people, right? But they're not very good at math, unlike the Chinese, the original Asians. Because that saying should really be, if you think about it, it should really be fall down 7 times, get up 7 times. Okay? One of you is with me? Right? Like, you fall once, you get up once, you fall twice, you get up twice, you can't get up more times than you fell. That's like saying fall asleep 7 times, wake up 8. Like, unless you're taking shrooms, you can't wake up when you're already awake. Or it's like saying jerk off 7 times, come 8. Go to Taco Bell 7 times, get diarrhea 8. Okay, yeah, that one, I guess might be possible. No, I think it's so funny though, over all these centuries, these philosophers like, oh yeah, that's a great saying, that's a great saying. And not a single person was like, hey, should we maybe like check the math on this one? No. Fall down 7 times, get up 8, but I get it, right? They're trying to be inspirational. They're exaggerating for effect. But I want to share the Chinese one with you tonight. I think you're gonna like it a lot better. It makes a lot more sense. You ready? Don't fall.